Hey, good morning, goddammit. Piss and vinegar day. Shit. 227. Back in biceps. Well, not biceps, not training biceps at the moment. Back in No, not doing biceps. Back in neck. I throw a bit of neck in here today. I'm doing my accessories in between sets of the major movers like presses and pulling. But anyway, you're probably bigger than the average person. You're probably bigger and stronger than 99% of the population of the fucking earth, if not more. That's what I want to talk about today. And understanding that will help a lot with body dysmorphia, because right now I'm talking a lot about body dysmorphia and how to feel better about your body. Well, once you start realizing that you're bigger than most people, you're going to feel a lot better. The thing is, comparison is the thief of joy, right? That's the old saying. But if you start comparing yourself to the majority in this case, you actually start feeling pretty good. Problem is, people will go on Instagram, YouTube, blah, 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 see a bunch of dudes with incredible physiques the same size as yours, or bigger because they're genetically gifted, maybe they've been training longer, maybe they're on steroids, maybe it's a combination of all of those things. You start seeing all these fucking people online, when in reality it's probably only like maybe, I don't know, 100,000 of these people, whereas in reality there's fucking 8 billion people on the planet. So when you really think about it, you're probably bigger and stronger than 99.999 percentile. Best way to see this is next time you go out walking around the street, if you've been training for more than a year or more, and you actually train properly, if you're not training properly, then you probably won't experience this. You probably aren't bigger than the average person, in which case, I don't know, hit me up for coaching or something. You should be way bigger than most people after a year of training. Otherwise, you fuck some shit up bad. But anyway, if you're not bigger than most people, if people aren't like, if it's not obvious that you lift after a year, this won't work. But if you are training and everything's going well, been training for more than a year, next time you go out to town or just walking around anywhere outdoors, right, where people exist, yeah, look around. I did this today. I've never really done this before, but look around and look at the majority of men. And you're gonna realize that most of them, not only are they smaller, weaker, less healthy, less attractive, they're just, not only are they smaller and weaker, basically, they're actually in incredibly shit shape. Most dudes are kind of skinny fat with, fucked up physiques. Or at the very least, just like normal, lean physiques, but there's no muscle. It's only that one dude out of fucking 1,000 or 100 or whatever that you walk around the streets, you see him and you go, fuck, that guy's as big as me. No, he's bigger than me, whatever. And it makes you think, fuck, I'm so small. But that's like the 1 in 100 guy, the 1 in 1,000 guy. If that, it depends where you live, obviously. But generally, that guy's pretty fucking rare. And once you understand that, once you stop worrying about the outliers that are bigger than you, and you start worrying more about the majority that you're bigger and stronger than, you'll feel better. And this is all very shallow. You shouldn't really fucking care about how much bigger you are than anybody or smaller than anybody. But obviously, we live in a very shallow world. And in the meantime, helping with body dysmorphia, this could help drastically. Just taking this mindset of the fact that you're probably bigger and stronger than most people. And obviously, another place not to do this in, though, is the gym, right? Statistically, it's insane how many people in the gym are on steroids. That alone is going to make it way harder for you to feel big. A lot of my body dysmorphia used to stem from the gym. I would go into the gym, and there'd be either people there that have been training for longer, better genetics, gear, or the combination of all, just like on social media. I think the statistics in Australia is 1 in 26 men have been on steroids at one point. And then, in the gym, it's like 60% of men have done steroids at some point. Just some insane statistics. Let's cut those statistics in half. 30% of men even. That's a fucked up statistic. That means a lot at any given time in your gym. There's maybe 30% of those dudes on the gear, or maybe even if it's 15% of the dudes in your gym are on gear. That's gonna fuck with your head. You're gonna be smaller and weaker than that guy, right? Most of the time, unless they're retarded or have terrible genetics. That's not great. And then in general, everyone in the gym is in significantly better shape than the general populace. So don't compare yourself to the gym people, obviously. And if you can, get a home gym. Having a home gym, other than all the other benefits, like, being able to just listen to music whenever you want to, train whenever you want, having it in your house so you don't have to commute. really the biggest benefit I think is not having to see a bunch of fucking roid heads or people who've better genetics or people that've been training for longer or whatever and going, fuck, I feel like so inadequate. But in general, next time you go outside and there's people around, just start thinking, man, like just start counting the numbers, right? I didn't specifically do this today. I didn't go this far with it because I didn't really care too much. But it was just interesting looking around because I don't really look around much. I'm pretty fucking oblivious to just about anybody unless it's some dude who's super jacked. That's the thing. When I'm out walking around, the only time I notice anybody, like it's funny. My girlfriend and my mom are like, "Oh, you never look at girls. Like you're like very loyal in that way." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck." But the flip side, anytime I see a big, jacked, handsome dude, I go, wow. So maybe I'm gay, but anytime I see a big, jacked motherfucker that's way bigger than me that's on steroids, that catches my eye. Then I become conscious. It's like I'm an ape that and just randomly becomes conscious. I'm like, oh, big bicep. Oh, big calves. Or even if it's not a dude that even lifts weights, like sometimes I'll see like a big fat motherfucker that just has those, those fat dudes who just have had hundreds of kilos walking around on their fucking calves for decades, and now they're just huge 25-inch fucking calves bigger than my quads with varicose veins, and they're all like just diabetes like toes. I'll see that sometimes and go, whoa, large muscle. But unless it's that, I don't notice shit. So today was kind of an eye-opening, just actually looking around and looking at how much bigger and stronger I am. And then this, don't get me wrong, this isn't like a fucking, like a brag or anything. I'm very unimpressed with my physique, probably partially because of social media. But I was just looking around and going, fuck, like, in general, no one here is bigger or stronger than me. And that made me feel a lot better about my situation rather than comparing yourself to, the minority on fucking Instagram reels and shit. Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of what I just wanted to talk about today. If you haven't watched my other body dysmorphia piss and vinegar videos, go watch them. They're all good, but this is just an extra fucking component to that. If you stack all, that's the thing. If I think I got 6 body dysmorphia, or maybe 7 or 8. There's a bunch I've done over the last year, just because it's it's a good topic to talk about. If you go over those and take little tidbits from every single one, and you stack them all together, you're gonna feel a fuck ton better. If you learn how to fight, you start comparing yourself to weaker people like a piece of shit. If you start wearing nicer clothes, if you start fucking manning up, if you start getting a bit leaner, if you start doing all these different things that I've talked about that are going to help with your dysmorphia, you just stack them all up, you might get rid of your body dysmorphia. So, but yeah, that's the one today. It's just start comparing yourself to lesser than, not maybe not less than that. That's a hard, fucking disgusting way of saying it because no one's better than anyone, but lesser than in a muscular capacity sense. Fuck, I really didn't mean that. I don't know why I said that. Just because someone's smaller doesn't mean they're less than that. And actually, that's kind of what the topic was in my previous body dysmorphia video, where I was talking about my dad, who wasn't a big muscular guy, but he was very masculine in a lot of other ways, and thus he didn't have fucking shallow bullshit like issue like body dysmorphia, or worrying about wearing clothes that complement his physique. Like that was such a feminine fucking like idea for a man like him, because he was just a straight up man. So that's that kind of feminine brain shit where you start thinking you're better than people because you're more muscular than them. That's overcompensation for a lack of masculinity in a lot of other ways. So that was a little seep of it coming out of my fucking unconscious just there. I had to nip it in the bud, because you're not bigger and better than someone just because you're physically bigger than them. You know what I mean? But disregard that. Do try using that shallow-ish approach just once, maybe twice, maybe a bunch of times. I don't know. Whatever helps, man. The thing is, if you're really suffering from body dysmorphia, whatever gets you through it, right? So, in that case, start comparing yourself to the average person. You just go, fuck, I feel a lot better now. Unless you're walking around like West Africa, in that case, you might be shit out of luck, unless you're also West African, in which case you probably have the best fucking muscular insertions and body dysmorphia doesn't affect you. But if you're like me and you live in a white dude country, most white dudes are fucking frail as shit and skinny fat. So yeah, How much my fucking video do I have here? This is getting a bit long. All right, whatever. I'm going to stop talking now because I'm just fucking ranting. But yeah, comparisons are thief of joy unless you compare yourself to someone less muscular. Peace out, bye.